Right, I'm creating a project, Spring Boot project, file menu, new Spring Starter project. Always, as long as you want to create a Spring project, you have to choose only Spring Starter project. Okay, again here, it is no content available. Maybe my internet connection is slow, so that it is showing like that. Once internet is available, it will populate the whole fields in the screen. Now Spring Boot JPA demo. Spring Boot JPA underscore JPA underscore demo underscore 01. Okay, here remaining all other things. Here Spring Tool Suite is smart enough to remember all the configurations last time you have given. These are all last time given properties. You need not to give again, but have a look on them. com.rebel group name already last time you have given. JPA demo 1, the one which you have given in the name, and version is same. Yeah, demo project for Spring Boot JPA. JPA stands Java Persistency API. Okay, and then next in this screen, you choose the lowest version of Spring Boot, and then here what options we need to choose. The last time, the previous project, we did not choose anything because default Spring application we want. Now this time default Spring plus database related project we need to create. Spring Data JPA. Developer NoSQL, not NoSQL actually. Yeah, SQL. Spring Data JPA. Click once, and then MySQL. Yeah, MySQL driver also you choose, and then next. Finish. Now very soon you will get one project. See, it is taking little amount of time to download this time because few things it may need from the of different version from the version which I have currently in my machine. Yes, it is downloading. Takes little amount of time. Yeah, folks, please attention here. Now my project has been created successfully. My progress bar has gone. Means the project is ready. Right. Now let us try to expand the dependencies to observe what all are there. Here you can find so many. MySQL connector also is there. In the same way, Hibernate core also you can find somewhere here. See here, Hibernate core, Hibernate commons, annotations, Hamcrest classmate are JUnit libraries. Right, finally we got this project done. And let us try to execute this application, Spring Boot project. Right click, run as Spring Boot application. Oh, error. I did not do anything, but it is showing error. Application failed to start. What's wrong? Failed to configure data source URL. Oh, how smart Spring Boot is. Did you notice? Since you added JPA libraries, JPA dependencies, MySQL connector also, it is expecting something from you. What is that? URL. Where is the URL? Which database I have to connect? What is the username, password? Oh, again we are back. Configuration we have to give. I thought I told no XML. Yeah, okay. No XML is, there is no XML. Yeah, now what it is asking? URL it is expecting. Now what was the commitment? Spring minus XML is Spring Boot. Spring minus XML is Spring Boot. But what happened? It is expecting configuration. Then again surprise. So where do we give the configuration? Here src main resources is there. src main resources. Application properties. Wow. What is a wonderful commitment. XML gone, properties came. One stone has gone, another stone came here to hit your head.
You were not prepared of it.
Sure. Okay, we'll see. Pray the God. Yes, key value pair. Yeah. Here, what it is expecting? URL, right? Oh, it is URL. Oh my god, it is showing suggestions. You need not to remember anything. Are you getting me? It is suggesting you. From the suggestions you have to choose. Okay, fine. Let us try. Yes. Oh, no. URL. Spring.datasource.url. That is you have to choose. Okay. So here the URL already you have practiced yesterday till yesterday number of times in different contexts. MySQL JDBC MySQL / localhost 3306 / rebel is a URL. Actually driver class URL username password, that is the order we are writing every time, but actually there is no specific order, any order you can follow, right? Driver class. Okay, driver, you type driver, it's shown so many suggestions. Again, spring.datasource.driver class name. By looking itself you can understand, right? Just by looking itself we can easily relate what is that driver class name. Now what is the class name? Earlier we have to remember the driver class name when we are working with XML, but here just I typed a few characters. It is suggesting us. Yeah, you choose whatever you want. com.cj.jdbc.driver.
Recording has been started.
It is there, going on. Recording is going on. Now URL, username. Spring. It should be Spring data source. Spring.datasource based. We'll say, yeah, spring.datasource.username. Root. Again, same will be there. Password also. Spring.datasource.password. Yeah, spring.datasource.password root. So far JDBC. Yeah, I'll highlight here. MySQL. What is this? So far we wrote JDBC properties. Right. Now other kinds of properties. JPA. That is JPA related properties. SQL commands should be visible or not. Okay, so that one. Logging logging properties, that is related to JPA. Now what is that? Show SQL, something we saw, right? Show -SQL. Yeah. Spring.jpa.show -SQL. Spring.jpa show SQL, that is true. And then Hibernate dialect. Did you remember Hibernate dialect? That is Hibernate dialect. This one same. Let us try with the dialect. Yeah, here dialect it is not showing. Let us check. This is Spring dot. No. Yeah, actually this property it is not showing. Dialect property it is not showing. That is Spring dot JPA dot Hibernate Hibernate dot dialect. Dialect, that is Hibernate dialect. Since the property it has not shown its value also, it cannot show. Org dot Hibernate dot dialect dot Hibernate 8 dialect, the one which we have worked yesterday. In the same way, table. Do we need to create table, or let us ask Hibernate to create table for us? So in that case, HBM to DDL auto. HBM to what do we do? Yeah, generate DDL. Spring JPA generate DDL. Spring JPA Hibernate DDL auto. This is spring.jpa.hibernate.ddl auto. What all options you have? Just to type C. automatically see starting options appear there. Create. What is this? This is logging DDL commands. These are the main properties we need to configure. Right, once after we have configured, let us try this this application to run. Right, now the application is running smoothly without throwing any errors. Did you notice here it is not showing any error? Right, whatever properties it needed we have given. Fine, now we start writing the necessary components. Okay, so one is entity, or you can say model that is to be stored into database table, and then we'll go step by step to define everything here. Right, com.rebel.new class I want to define. This class may be again a person class object I want to store into table. So com.rebel.model, the class name is person. The class name is person. Person class with all members, int id, string name, and a string email. Done. Now let us generate all the necessary formal methods in this class: constructors, setters, getters, and toString. Finished everything. Now what is the next step we need to do? Repository interface we need to create. I told. What do we need to create? A repository interface. What is that? CRUD repository you have, JPA repository you have. I told. So CRUD repository is parent interface, super interface. Its sub interface is JPA repository. So better we'll choose JPA repository. New. This time don't create class. Alternatively you choose interface. What is this interface? Where it should be saved. Repo is the package where you want to have the repository package. Repository interface. What do we call this repository? This repository is person repo, and super interface name is JPA repository. Okay, right. What am I doing here? I am defining a sub interface of JPA repository. What am I doing here? Sub interface of JPA repository. This sub interface of JPA repository you need not implement. Only just you define the interface and you go ahead with your operations. Yeah. Here it requires two type parameters. Two type parameters it needs. The first one is the entity type or the model object type. What is the first argument? T. That is model object type. What is the model object you want to store into table? Person, right? Yeah, person. Don't type completely because it requires the fully qualified interface name. So type partially, press Control space, and then you choose person. Okay, and then the second parameter, type parameter, ID. What is the data type of the primary key field? There we use int. Its wrapper class name we have to write integer. Okay, done. Finished. You have all your CRUD operations in your hand. What do you have now? You have all your CRUD operations. Don't you believe? Just a moment. I'll go to the application. Here, in the application, I'll get the application context, configurable application context equals to this is. Now, context dot get bean of. What bean I want to have now? The repository. Okay. Person repo dot class. Okay. So I'll get person repo. Okay. Now, person repo. I want to say one person object I told, right? Okay. Person P1 equals to new person of, you give all the necessary arguments here to the constructor. 101 kishore@gmail.com. Now person repo variable, interface reference variable, here we have person repo dot delete a person object you have to pass, or if any person object existing, a particular person object is existing in the repository or not. Repository means database table. Find all list method. Okay, find by ID. Save is there. Save. In alphabetical order you can find save. Save taking yes is argument, returning yes as a return value. All methods are there, you need not to write anything. Okay, save. What object I want to save? P1. But at this point of time you cannot save because person object, person class don't have any annotation. You go there. This is an object to be stored into database table, right? So it should have entity annotation. javax.persistency.entity annotation, and every entity should have a primary key field, that is ID. So generated value generated value, that is strategy equals to identity sequence table auto. Here I'll give identity. So since I'm giving identity, I'm expecting my JPA to generate the primary key field value. In that case, what I have to do, my person class should not have this constructor. Okay, irrespective to this constructor, no without a constructor without ID, all fields but without ID, that kind of a constructor also I need to have. So let us define. Right click, source, generate constructor using fields, ignore this ID and then generate. So you got constructor with all fields, constructor with all fields but primary key. Right. Now we go ahead and create a person object without ID. Okay. Now person saved equals to person saved. Right. Let us display sysout saved person object. That is saved. Shall I execute this? Right. Let us try. Right click, run as. Sorry?
Person repo class is not annotated, I think.
Person repo class has not annotated. Actually, this should be annotated with @repository. But I forgot. So let us see what error it shows. I believe since it is sub-interface, super interface annotations are applicable here. The ID is 1. ID is 1 automatically you got. By the time of I am saving a person object, I did not give any ID. But now, by the time of saving a person object, it got the ID 1. Right. Now, let us try to observe in the database table. MySQL -uroot -proot. The database is rebel. Describe, show tables. Describe person. ID primary auto increment. Okay, so select all. So you can do select star from person. Okay, so this is what? Save a single object. In the same way, find all, find by ID. Already you have extensively worked with Hibernate. So you try to do couple of operations, but this is not sufficient. We need to define, we don't want program, we want project. We should learn how these things are to be used in a project. If we are not developing a program, we are not writing a program for our own purpose. We are going to develop a project for client purpose. So we should follow. Here, this is when it comes to project. You should forget the word I. You have to use we. Always it is teamwork. When it is teamwork, this kind of architecture will not work. You have to develop the application in layered architecture. Those layers. This project with full layers like earlier, including with exceptions, we will see in the next phase. Okay, so